Welcome back, everybody. This is your girl, Raylene and Destinee.
And I'm Destinee.
Welcome back to The Perspective.
Hey, y'all. I was trying to make her laugh when we was on standby. I was like, booty call. Booty.
You see what type of friend she is, though? And I'm like, I'm not going to laugh. You just going, you on standby position.
I said, shamalama ding dong. I don't know.
What type of friend? You see how cold that is, y'all? That is cold. And for the ones who personally know me, y'all just know I'm just like, I'm just darn to the most darnest things.
Darn to the most darnest. If you don't sound like somebody grandma.
I live with mine, so it rubs off sometimes.
I feel it.
Man.
I feel it.
I'm all touching. Look, I'm knocking my mic over. Look.
Look.
So, Destinee, how was your week this week?
My week was hot. I've been trying to beat the heat. This heat, it's been so hot. I don't even want to eat hot food. It just make me sweat. I'm not feeling it. I love
really hot.
Cold weather. I'm not. People be like, I love hot weather. I don't even care about being naked. Like, I could be naked in the privacy of my own home, but it just be too cold. It just be too hot. Like, way too hot. You be irritated. You be frustrated. You be sweating, especially for those who don't have AC in their car.
I don't. Well,
You be at the light, ready for the light to change so you can get a little breeze.
Me and my anime just be, we hot.
So I just been trying to stay cool, just been working on me always. That's always a given with me. Whenever you guys, how are you? I'm good, just working on me, trying to elevate constantly. But for the most part, I was trying to beat the heat this week. What about you?
I've been I hate hot weather. For one, it's been so hot. I wasn't able to tuck myself under my covers. I had to pull my comforter back and lay down. That's how hot it was. I also ate me some spicy chicken tenders and some jalapeno poppers. I was sitting at the desk eating them at work, and I just started sweating. Like, I couldn't even enjoy my chicken tenders and my jalapeno poppers because it was so hot. And I'm just not a fan of this. I love the summer because I get to wear my shorts, wear cute little shirts, and I love beach and stuff like that. But as far as, I don't like the hot, like anything past 80,
right?
Miss me with it. I can't.
I'll be like,
I love when it's a good 75. Like, when
and then people will be killing me though. People in Vegas and Arizona be like, you ain't seen nothing. You ain't seen heat. Like, I don't want to see heat.
That's
like,
why
I'm from LA. I want the LA, and Tony should have came up with another
like it never rains and stuff,
like a sequel to it.
For real.
I'm gonna come back to it. I can't think of a little jingle right now off the top of my head, but I'm gonna come back to it.
Right.
Speaking of jingles, we're gonna talk about the music industry today.
Right.
Give y'all
topic
our
of the
insight.
day. Topic of the week.
Yeah. Gonna give y'all our insight, our perspective on the different elements and artistry that goes on in the music industry.
So that leaves us with our question of the day. Question of the day is, I gotta take it out the plastic because
oh my gosh. See, that's why I be messing with her when we be on standby, because standby is your time to get ready, and she be like this.
So question of the day is, what does music mean to you? You want to go first? I go first. You go first. I go
music.
First? Okay.
To me, music tells a story. And for me, I've always said this. There's a song for everything.
For real.
No matter what type of mood you're in, or however you're feeling, there's a song that when you listen to those lyrics, you can relate. Music is like my everything. I've always been a music lover. I've always been musically inclined, but music has always been something that's just been a part of my life, especially because, like, my parents kind of have different listening styles. My dad, growing up, he really listened to, like, Bay Area rappers. Like, he was a big Too Short E40 fan in the 90s. And as far as, like, his old school, he listened to stuff like The Dramatics And some people don't even know who that is.
I don't know who the Dramatics are.
But he listened to
as far as I go, it's Earth, Wind, and Fire.
No, like, it's deep, girl. And they be really like, break up to make up. Like, it was really, like, sad. Like, my mom, she was really into, like, the Anitas and the Arethas. Like, I had, like, that's where I get my soul from. Like, my mom is pure soul. Like, all the way down to the T. Also, for me, music kind of it connects people of all walks of life. No matter what type of background you have, a lot of people's common interest is music. And I find myself when I'm out with my friends and stuff, that's a common topic that we converse about. That's light, positive, and gets people, engaged and really gets the energy flowing when you're talking about music. Because that's something you're passionate about, because ultimately you feel it. You feel music, especially when the lyrics are meaningful. You feel it. Speaking of lyrics and being meaningful, music, to me, they also give off knowledge. If you really read in between the lines of certain songs and really listen in, they're giving you key information that you can use in your life. They're not just doing it for just as to put lyrics out there. Like, some people really put their heart and their soul behind the lyric, and you can really tell when listening to a song.
Absolutely.
Like, oh my God, like, sometimes I feel myself repeating the lyric over, like, ooh, you heard that? Like, like, especially in R&B. I'm not really on rap, but R&B, I'll be really, like,
paying attention to the what lyrics. The artist is talking about. Yeah, music is my everything. I love music. Since I was a kid, like, music just does something to me. As soon as I hear a beat, I just start nodding my head. A lot of people be asking, like, oh, you know what they're talking about? Like, no, but I like the beat.
Right.
That's the first thing I do, is just do my little head move. And once the beat catch me, I start listening to the flow of the artist. Not necessarily the lyric shit, but it's just more so the flow, how they rocking with I like to hear how they voice in the beat, how it just mushes together and becomes in sync. You know what I'm saying? Then I start paying attention to the lyrics and what they talking about. And that's what makes me decide if I like the song. Me personally, when it comes to music, I like to listen to it at my own pace. Like, when it comes to albums, I like to really dissect and try to understand what that artist is trying to put out. Music has been involved in my life all my life. Then sung in church choirs, did all that. I just feel like music is a way that it's an art. It's a way for you to express yourself freely. And from back then and now, we all know that music has changed. And, like, certain songs, like you said, it's a song for everything. It's a song for when you're happy, you're sad. It's a song for when you in love or when you want to get divorced. I mean, it's a song that everyone can relate to. And I just feel like without music, I don't know where the world would be. Because I feel like music plays a really big factor in life. And I feel like that was the best thing that was made ever.
Because it does play a big part in life, in the culture, and also a big influencer. It's a big influencer on a lot of people. Some people really take the music and the message literally.
Exactly.
Instead of applying it to your life. Some people really take it and like we said, there's a song for everything. So sometimes they take those sad songs or those negative songs and, really fall into it when it's not really meant for you to fall deep into it, because it's like it's not realistic. You get what I'm saying? Like, say it's like a movie. Like,
sometimes it's fiction, sometimes it's not fiction.
It has a lot of movies have messages and stuff, but you're not supposed to, act
that
upon and act it out in your life. And I think that's where the negative side of music being meaningful to someone, because they'll take it and, like, for example, like, I remember when I went to school, like, in the 4th grade, I went to school around all Hispanics. I was the only black kid in my class. There was only like 3 black kids in my grade, and they would listen to, like, certain rock songs. I can't really remember the artist or anything, but, like, some of the songs would be real hardcore for a 9-year-old to be listening to. I promise you. And it was so extreme that the kids in my class, they start making fake cigarettes. Like, they would, like, I promise you, like, I don't know what type of paper it was, but I remember it was like a white paper, and they would get like dry grass. They took their
mama zigzags back in the day.
And they would roll it up out on recess. They would go in the corner, and they would listen to that music, and they would roll it up and smoke these cigarettes. Like, and it was so crazy. They got caught and expelled. Like, but it's just so crazy how that can have an effect on people's mental too, like with music.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm still processing that, because I'm telling y'all, like, that mess was crazy.
It's funny.
Me being a 9-year-old, like, I've always been like the self-titled, to my peers and my friends, well, not to my peers, maybe to my family, like, I'm like the nerd. So I was so shocked, like, oh my gosh, like, cigarettes? I didn't know what to do.
It's funny, because speaking of cigarettes, side note, in the 2nd grade, I used to make fake cigarettes. But here's the thing, though. It wasn't because I was listening to music that was encouraging me to smoke. It was because I wanted to be grown. Like,
so you was making cigarettes in the 4th grade because you wanted to be grown.
And now
you're grown and you don't even smoke cigarettes.
Because I learned what cancer cigs do. You see what I'm saying?
I don't understand.
I was like, ooh, smoking is cool. Like, you know how that DARE stuff
Don't be
out?
A fool. Stay in school. DARE, drug, something against some resistance.
I used to hate
drug
that.
Awareness, resistance.
I hated that in school. I was just like, well, what do the drugs really do to you?
Drug free is the way to be.
Right. Only you could prevent forest fires.
Well, honestly, this heat got these forest heat nothing on fire by themselves. They don't need no cigarettes. It's too hot.
Dry leaf just go boom.
Bruh.
For real.
All it needs is that right angle of light and it's on fire.
Man. All right, but back to this music.
Sorry.
I just genuinely feel like music has always given me answers in life and has always helped me reevaluate certain things and situations. Like, when I need to calm down, I go to music. When I'm having a good day, I love to listen to music. It's just, music keep me sane.
Definitely.
So, if one day if they was like, no one could listen to music, I would go crazy. That's like shutting the world.
Oh my God, hypothetically speaking, what if one day, music is banned?
That's like another purge, bro. Because I'm going to go ape crazy on somebody. Capitol Records, somebody, give me an Aaliyah CD. Give me something. I can't. Seriously, I love music too much.
It's just like, I don't know.
I love music too much. I love it too much.
You love it.
Second question, how do you feel about the music industry as a whole?
How do you feel about it?
I feel like it's a ripoff.
Ooh.
Period.
Ooh.
I feel like the music industry is only to capitalize off the artists and their creation, personally. And I feel like my hypothesis on the music industry is I feel like all these major record labels are going to go out of business. Slowly but surely.
Definitely.
Because I feel like the more artists that come out into the music industry, the more they see and catch on to the BS that the people is trying to feed them. Mm-hmm. And I feel like that's what makes them become independent artists. Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of artists out there for a long time that were independent before they even received a record deal. Mm-hmm. And I know the people who are in the record labels and the music industry now know they have like good lawyers to where they're making sure that everything's on track. But I'm saying before TLC, Tony Braxton, all of that, like I just feel like that was so cold because the artists that were ripped off of their creation were the most talented, gifted people that left a mark in the music industry, period. Mm-hmm. And I just feel like that's just so cold I just kind of just feel like that's just another way of the white man to capitalize off something. Mm-hmm. I love that sometimes when you go on YouTube, you can get the album already. Mm-hmm. Free music, promote that. I just don't really feel like, I know they making money for, ain't nothing in this world free. But what I'm saying is, I'm glad I ain't got to pay $10 when I can go on YouTube and find the whole entire album when it dropped. You can't do that with Jay-Z though, because you want to know why? They want to capitalize, which is get your money. But Jay-Z, I would love for you to give us some free music. I'm just saying, because sisters like me broken. I still ain't listen to your album because I'm broke, but it's cool.
I got the link. Yeah.
You got the link?
Yeah, girl, I texted it to you. But
cool.
How I feel about the music industry, I feel like there's how I feel about the music industry, it shrunk a lot.
Yes,
Growing
it did.
up, when I was younger, listening to music and watching music videos and stuff, it was a lot of talent out there that I remember by name, that I could, be able to pinpoint their song. I can even remember videos to the song. Like, I can tell you exactly what they was doing in the video. Like, probably do a dance step if it's in there too. But
the whole step from A to B to
now
Z.
It's like the music industry is so small. Like, it's like it's elite. Like, only the best of the best, when honestly the best of the best aren't even in the industry.
Right.
Yeah, there's talent in the industry. I'm not discrediting that, but there's more talent outside, and I feel like it's like the door is kind of slowly getting smaller. Like, and while that door is getting smaller, I feel like the music world is opening up even more, because people don't want to see the same thing. We don't want to hear the same people all the time that you're trying to throw in our face and idolize and worship these people. Like, no, give everybody a chance. Everybody can have a chance to succeed in this art.
Right.
And when it comes to the art, how I feel about the music industry, you can definitely tell and distinguish the artists who are in the industry for the art of it, and you can tell who are in it just for the hobby and the perks of it, like the money and the cars and the chains. And yeah, you can rap, you good at it, but you're not. It's not an art to you. It's not an everyday way of life where you wake up and you get inspired by the things around you, and you want to put that forth in your lyrics. That's when you become an artist. And it's not a lot of artistry in the music industry right now. People are just putting out like
BS.
Like, for example, I was listening to an interview. Trey Songz was talking about it. He was talking about the music industry. He was saying that nobody wants to slow down. Everybody's in a race to put out the quickest, hottest song to get played in the clubs. Not everything is club-worthy music. Y'all just want everybody to just be bouncing around, like. And people are kind of tired of that. We're kind of switching it up. We're going to other media outlets. I see so many people on a daily talk about, they prefer SoundCloud over the industry because it's more art, it's more talent, raw talent on SoundCloud. And yeah, you may make fun of a lot of SoundCloud rappers, but it's talent. I've found a couple of artists on SoundCloud, like, for example, the artist his name is Russ, and now he's blew up. He getting airwaves and stuff. Starting off I remember he started off with like 300,000 followers on SoundCloud. Now he got like millions. So it's like, you can do it, putting forth that effort. Don't let nobody knock your hustle and knock you down. But I also feel like we need more uplifting, positive music in the music industry. Because right now, although that circle is small, they're all talking about the same thing. They're exploiting the drugs and all of that stuff. Like, they're exploiting women. Like, we're getting back to that time where we're being exploited again. Like, on a level where it's like, okay, what's really going on? Like, I thought we were progressing. We're moving backwards.
We're going back to the early 2000s, pretty much.
We're moving backwards because in the 90s, you had your fair share of rappers that rapped about the big booty hoes and all that, but a lot of it was a lot of artistry. It might not have been positive and uplifting, but it told a story. And it told the story that a lot of us as a unit in the community have went through the struggle, and we were trying to get out of that struggle.
Right.
We were pushing towards a better tomorrow, and now it's like, okay. Now it's like, I don't know what we're doing. I don't know what we're
music
doing. And like you say, it's all about money. Like, we're getting exploited for money. And it doesn't make sense when you have when you hear so many, even like your local artists, like people that's from LA, Inglewood, Compton,
right,
Carson, like really spitting bars, and it's all a popularity contest. It's like, I see y'all grinding, but it's like you see other people getting more pub, and they're not really putting. You don't really hear they punches in they lyrics and stuff.
You right,
and it's really unfair. Like,
true,
it's really
absolutely,
unfair. But
I agree.
Like, it goes hand in hand with all of our shows. That's why we're breaking barriers, because we don't care what the masses have to say. We're still gonna push, and as long as we build that community and support our own, who knows? Like what if, hypothetically speaking, we create our own network of industry, like,
right, you never know.
Black executives and black record, because I have friends who say they want to start their own record labels and stuff, you know, like why don't we do that? Like, create our own network and just support each other, man.
That's what it's all about, supporting each other, period. If you can't, I just kind of feel like if we could support everything else, why can't we support each other? You know, we just gotta support. And
I think it's social media has a lot to do with it.
Exactly.
Like, you get talked about if you like SoundCloud rappers, like, yo, it's a music platform. Like, same thing with Spotify or anything else.
Everything.
It's a platform for me to find music.
I find artists on Spinrilla all the time.
Yeah, I like it.
Music is music. Some people can relate, some people can't. It's up to you to find what type of music is within you. So we're going to go ahead and take a quick break. When we get back, we're going to talk about a little bit more that comes with the industry music-wise, the underground world, what type of music that we like and that relates to us, and also the shift in music. So stay tuned. See y'all when we get back from the break.
What is my jam?
Say, baby, I like every little
Play that Bosch for you one time. No.
I was in my little, ooh, I like it.
Welcome back to The Perspective. If you're just now tuning in, we're talking about the music industry and how we giving our perspective on that. You feel me? All right, let's get into the segment of What's Your Perspective this week. The shift in the music industry. In the past, I kind of do feel like the industry was at first to, get the real raw music and talent out there. I just felt like the industry, as it shifted, it just kind of seemed more and more like they wanted, like the music industry wanted the artists to put out music that they wanted, what they thought was okay. And I just feel like the music industry, like the shift just took the toll for the worse, personally. I feel like that's what made a lot of artists go downfall, meaning like quitting their career so early. And I just feel like if the music industry can kind of like get back to where it was as far as genuinely trying to push good music out there and let the artists be the artists, I feel like the doors will be way more open and it will be more of a horizon and a lot of diversity in the music industry.
I think you're kind of discrediting the music industry today because the music industry, like, there's a lot of, like, what? Like,
I'm talking about, let me clarify. I'm talking about the record. I'm talking about the record
it's
labels.
Signed artists, people who are signed under labels who have
great music, yes.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is,
you have to realize the music industry is never going to be how it was. People are about money. The more artists you sign, the more money distribution you have to split between each artist. The less artists you have, the more money you keep for yourself. Hello, it's all about money. And that's where I feel like the shift in the culture, people are starting to recognize that and they're starting to become more self-sufficient.
Exactly.
You don't hear people talking about they want to be signed.
Yeah.
You hear people just going out there and just really pushing their brand and
their music,
their art. Like, because it's like I was talking about earlier, like, it's getting smaller. You have kind of like an elite of who you kind of see all the time, who's recycled, who not necessarily recycled like in the negative way, but who's constantly getting that airwaves and that play and that publicity.
Yeah, it's the artists that they want us to listen to that's not really talking about nothing. I'm not discrediting any artist because I love to listen.
But you said because it said the music the industry wants to sign people who aren't talking about anything. It's artists who are talking about some real shit.
Exactly, but they're not getting this the biggest airwave as these mainstream artists.
I feel like the music industry, I feel like it needs to shift how it used to be back in the 90s. How
Absolutely.
You used to be able to blow up a radio station 1,000,000 times with your demo before they bump it or dump it. Like, I want to be able to hear new stuff on the radio. I want to be able to decide whether it should get played or not. The people, the listeners, because we are ultimately the ones, the fans, who get these people famous.
Exactly.
Because we're giving you the popularity and the buzz because we're talking about you. So why not, I feel like, more radio stations, like, you hear it a lot. Like, I don't listen to radio because they play the same thing over and over. Implement new, I feel like the music industry, it starts with radio because it's not really, in order to get up there, it starts with the smaller platforms.
Exactly.
So I feel like the smaller platforms should really start back opening it up to those who are up and coming. Those who, it's so much, like I said, there's so much talent out here that can be discovered.
Absolutely, I agree.
With especially with DJs, that's another thing. DJs have a lot of kind of pub and pull on what gets played in the club. Same thing. Like, you're playing the same things, like, over and over. And especially, I feel like our local DJs that we know, I'm calling them out, they should be the ones spinning the other local rappers and artists and R&B artists who got music out here, because that's where it's going to become that network. If you're not helping me, how can we push forward as a network?
Exactly.
It could become a business thing. How if I blow up one day, you could become my DJ, my regular DJ. We go on tour together.
Exactly.
Like, it needs to be a community of building and helping each other out. Like, with the music culture, it's a lot of selfishness going on because people are just thinking about the dollar. But ultimately, the dollar is not gonna make you happy if you're not really doing it for the right reasons. That's why, like Raylene said, that's why a lot of people get out of the music industry so fast. Because they're not really doing it for the love of it. They just see it as
a way to get money, like a slave. That's why.
Not even that. Like, some people do it, but
I'm saying it too, like, deep. Like.
Yeah, like, some people do it. They have the talent. Because if you didn't have the talent, you wouldn't be doing it. But it's like their ultimate goals with their money, things like that. Like, those, that's when you kind of have the negative intentions, and that's ultimately what leads to your downfall.
Right.
Is what what you're interested in. I also feel like when it comes to the shift in the music culture, the sound is changing.
Yeah, absolutely.
When it comes to rap, R&B, I'm a big R&B head. So, like, I'm going to speak, for example, R&B. Back in the day, in the 90s and stuff, a lot of the R&B was singing about, like, love and heartbreak. And, you really felt the lyric with the love and the pain and, the things like that. That was the overall message all the time. Now, R&B, I've noticed a shift. It's more down tempo. It's more acoustic.
Contemporary.
It's more contemporary. It's more urban. It's more. You really feel. You really see the change, especially with the lyrics and the lyricism of these new artists. Like, for example, you have her, you have Kehlani, you have the SZAs, and it's just like, and they all kind of have this, not the same sound, but they're all in that same lane of that contemporary, Kehlani is the most, popular one out of everyone in the bunch, but SZA's getting her buzz finally. I've been on SZA since like 2015, but she's finally getting her buzz, and I've been on her for a long time. People still sleep on her, but I feel like R&B as a whole, it's really slept on, and it's a lost culture because everybody's just trying to get the club music. Everybody's just trying to get the next gonna make you Millie Rocker. Everybody's trying to push that with forgetting. That's another component of the industry too. Everybody's not gonna get plays in the club.
Right.
Everybody trying to be a rapper. What happened to the singers? Like, especially with the male singers.
Right.
I really...
That's a big downfall.
Bryson, but Bryson, I'm talking about, like, real, like, Tyrese. Bryson raps from time to time. He sings like sometimes. So what about that? You remember? You know the genuines, the real singers. You don't really have that right now, and that's what makes R&B lost too, because it's not getting, people are automatically associating R&B with love. Oh, I don't want to hear that love stuff. Anytime you hear something slower than something that make you shake your ass or dab or Millie Rock, you think it's about love. But it's like, no, really take time to listen to the lyrics, because sometimes it could be about some real stuff. It could be about yourself, your personal issues, your life. It could be something positive and uplifting. But you just have to listen to the lyrics and the lyricism and
people
get to know the artist. Yeah, you got to really get to know the artist, and I feel like social media plays a big part in that too, because
sure does. It's
kind of like real instant, like hot or not, like we're constantly picking up on different music. Yes. So it's kind of hard for a person to stay buzzing unless it's a really, really hot song, versus back in the day there wasn't social media, so they were the radio stations, and
we had to call.
Yeah, like you were able to
go up to the station. You were able to play this.
You were able to push other music on people more, and push artists on people more. It was more of a.
It's not at the palm of your hand back in the 90s. It's more so like, and that's you really
why I feel like it's a bigger community. Like, that's why it needs to open up. If I feel like it's shrinking, the mainstream is shrinking, but other platforms are opening up for other, people.
Absolutely. And speaking about other platforms opening, we could talk about the underground music in the underground world. And that's the best music to me.
Yeah, a lot of people say that
I love underground music. I love mixtapes. I love all of that. And it's because and this is why I say the things that I say about the record labels and the music industry, because I feel like a mixtape is a product of the artist that they put out themselves. Like it was a project that they did without the record labels re-looking at it and everything like that before they put it out there. The album, the mixtape, is their raw music talent. And that's what I love the most about the underground, the mixtapes and the artists, because I just feel like they're able to express themselves more freely and be able to say things. They didn't have to really kind of like go around it. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like I just personally feel like the underground music is expanding, but the door to get into, to really push their music out there is getting smaller and smaller. Does that make sense? Or you agree, you disagree? Why are you looking like that?
Girl, I hate when you do that. Like, this is your perspective. Like if I'm gonna, this is your perspective.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying.
You agree? Like me, I'm the type, I'm gonna tell what I say, and it's gonna be stamped, and I'm gonna look at you like,
because you're looking at me like, and I'm like, what?
I'm not. I wasn't even looking at you. I was looking at the camera.
I'm looking at your facial expression.
I was looking at the camera. You see my profile. I have chubby cheeks. You don't know what I'm looking like, okay? I have little lips. You don't know what I'm looking like if I'm facing forward, okay? For me, the underground world, it's a lot of talent. I've been saying that throughout the show. It's a platform where I relate more to the artists in the underground world. Social media plays a big part with people getting pub and expansion in the underground world. It's really something that shows you don't really have to be in the industry in order to find success. Like, with so many platforms like YouTube and Instagram that are changing and are changing their platforms where you are able to promote yourself, that lane becomes so much more smoother for you, because like I said, you don't hear people saying they want to be signed. Like,
absolutely,
it's kind of bigger. Like for example, with me, I want to be a model, I want to be signed, but that's not like my whole plan. Like, I know people have bigger plans, and ultimately it's a lot of us out here that are trying to build a brand.
Yes.
Yeah, I know rappers that, you know, that rap and have clothing lines behind their raps, you know, hats, just different things that they do aside from rap, but they incorporate it within the raps. I feel like when it comes to the underground world, I'm not really up on, like, underground rap. Like, I have a little sister, and she really, like, a lot of the artists that are hot right now, when they were in the underground, that's who I would kind of hear. Like, for example, like Lucci, 21 Savage, Kodak Black. Those artists, I kind of already knew who they were before they kind of broke out into the industry, because my sister she's really heavy into underground music. I feel like when it comes to the underground world as well, it's like different sounds. It's not all a melting pot. It's kind of like certain people have similar sounds and kind of like similar flows, but it still has a touch of
different.
Yeah, it still has a
real
little different flair on it, and that's what I like about the SoundCloud music and stuff, because you're not gonna get this. It's kind of like a Cracker Jack box. It's a surprise. You don't know what you're going to get. And that's the beauty of it, because you're able to just go through so many selections and catalogs to where you find something that, you know, fits you and that you rock with.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of music, because it doesn't have to appeal to the masses, as long as it appeals to you and you rock with it. Like,
that's all that matters.
Because honestly, I bumped 90s music like it dropped last week.
Man,
like, you can't tell me nothing. But I also I get into the swing of researching new artists and new music, because I want to expand. I want to be able to give everybody a chance. You can never stop, you know, listening to music. Like, you can never get too much music.
I feel like it's so much music to go around. Mm-hmm. It's ridiculous. Like, some of the artists that I looked up that I've been listening to real heavy, like El Hay and Yo Train and Daniel Caesar and Omar Baldwin. No, Omar. What's his name? That's his name, right? No.
Yeah, I like Black. I like They. Chance.
Who sings
Black
Kiss and Tell?
Tuxedo?
There we go.
Tuxedo. I like. It's a lot of underground artists that kind of, and that's another
some of those
thing,
underground artists are signed too.
They have a different wave. They have a different sound. It's not your typical hip hop, because these artists are not R&B artists. These are hip hop artists, but their sound is so different. Like, it's something that it's really enjoyable to listen to.
I feel like I feel like the music wave that we're kind of on is kind of like the start of something new and fresh and something that's gonna change.
Yeah, it's not recycled. It's real.
It's not.
Not that it's bad, because right now you kind of hear a lot of people are sampling a lot of the throwback music, and that's cool. But it's like this new sound is something that, and that has a lot to do with the behind the scenes, the producers and stuff. Like, that's another different type of artistry within the music industry. The people that can actually hear the producers and the beat makers, those are the ones who are ultimately shifting it as well. They play a key component, because they're the ones who make the beat. Like you say, when a song first come on, you catch the beat automatically. Exactly. And if you don't like the beat, you're not going to really want to listen to any other part of the song.
Exactly.
Because you always know every song at least has a 5-second beginning to the beat before the words drop. So if you're not listening, you know, if you're not really like, okay, what is this? Like, you know, if you're not really intrigued, it's not. So I think that's a big play, because it's a lot of underground producers who, these SoundCloud artists don't make their own beats. This has to do with, you know, the producers and the beat makers, and that's a whole different culture that's on the come up and on the rise, because you hear and you feel the different visions behind the music making.
Exactly. And I feel like this is the problem with, and this is how social media plays a part with the underground as well. When certain songs that I play, like, oh, you want to hear this new song that I like listening to? Example, work. We play YouTube. They'll hear the beat. What is this? Oh my God. I don't like. I'm like, just listen. I have to really just listen to it. And I promise you, once they start listening to the lyrics, oh, that was cool. And I just be looking at them like, stop judging because it's not the catchy beat that you hear on the radio or something that you're used to. It's okay to listen to different music.
Yeah.
And that's how people get their buzz, because how we interact and show people, because you, like
word
we
of
said,
mouth. Word of mouth.
because like we said, music is a really big topic that a lot of people in our generation, and all generations honestly, talk about, is the music.
Definitely.
Some people can't relate. Like my mom cannot probably relate to SZA as I was to relate to a whole
Mary J.
Faith Evans or Mary J. Blige album. It's a difference.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? Even though I'm blessed to be able to say I can relate to both albums, but like, let's just say a 15-year-old not going to be able to
relate to Mary J.
Exactly.
Unless they have an old soul.
Exactly.
But
depending on how they was raised, with the average 15.
And that's another thing. Like, a lot of the kids, they don't really get put on to the underground world because
it's so mainstream.
The mainstream is pushed upon their face. Unless, well, a lot of kids are into YouTube.
Yeah.
Like, kids are into YouTube heavier than we were.
Yes.
Like,
absolutely.
I never
YouTube
realized
came out
that.
in like 2005.
I never realized that until I seen my niece to get on YouTube, and she's 2. And I was like, wow. You know what her song is?
What?
I just want to rolly with a dab ranch. I already got some designer to hold up my pants.
Really?
Bruh. I just want some ice on my wrist so I look better when I dance. That's what she's listening to. When I was little, when I was 3, I was listening to Tupac and Biggie.
For real, doing it.
I don't even know who sings that song, but I just know she be like, rolly. Like, okay, you want to rolly? That's cool. I'm not getting it for you, but
so funny.
And that also plays a big part too, because like I was saying earlier about lyricism and the lyrics having a message and kind of spitting that knowledge. A lot of underground rappers, they spit more knowledge than
the mainstream.
I hear a lot of just certain things. Like, I remember I heard this, I don't know who the artist was. I just randomly came across it on Facebook. And he was talking about, you know, the black culture and police brutality, and it all kind of flowed. And I don't know if you ever heard, it's a J-Rock song. Do you know who J-Rock is?
I've heard of that name, but I've never listened to the music personally.
Yeah, he's an artist on Kendrick Lamar's, a part of like that, TDE, I think.
Okay.
And I don't know the name of the song, but it talks about the struggle and all that. Like, I never forget the video. Oh, it's called like Ghetto, Good Ghetto. It's like the ghetto or something. But
I'll look it up.
This artist, he kind of had that same flow, and he was talking about all the things that were going on around us. And in his video, he had, you know, the flashes of the police brutality, and he was just talking about building your community and getting back. And it just gave me that feel of. Also, the Nas song, I Know I Can, and how he was talking about, you know, that's a song that really drops knowledge. If you really listen to the lyrics,
you could be anything in the world, and God we trust. It's crazy because my mom used to play that song for me all the time as a kid.
I never forget my 12th grade year, my English teacher told us to choose a song that represents us and being successful. And that was the song I chose.
You know what's crazy? I did a similar project for my junior year, and I picked Changes by Tupac.
Yeah, that's crazy. Nas, I Know I Can, because I'm like, me, what I want. I've always felt the lyrics of that song, especially when he be saying like we was kings and queens. He be like, look at them girls, they grown as could be. Looking you in the club with fake ID. Careful before you meet with man with HIV. Man. You can host the TV like Oprah Winfrey. Right. Well, we ain't Oprah yet, but
we gonna get there. We gonna get there. Oprah, I'm coming for you. I'm coming.
No, seriously,
wait, what was that?
What is you doing? What is you? Oh no, baby. What is you doing? Peter, Papa, Peter, Papa.
Kylie, I'm coming for you.
Oh no, baby. What is you doing? Peter, Piper, Peter.
I tried it. I didn't get it out fast enough.
You tried.
I failed. All right. Moving along. Now on this segment, this part of the show, we're gonna do something real fun, real light. We're gonna talk about the music. Music
makes you lose control. Let's go. Fat Man Scoop, Crook the Clan, Timberland.
That was my favorite turn up song when I was a kid. But anywho, on this part of the show, we're going to talk about the music industry, but more so, we're going to talk about how it kind of like relates to us too, in a way. Mm-hmm. We got some questions for y'all. We're going to answer, discuss, talk about right before the show is over. So, let's go ahead and get into these questions.
Let's get into it.
All right. Who would you like to see do a song together?
Okay, so I have two. The first pair I would like to see do a song together is Eric Bellinger and Mila J.
Ooh, that's a nice collab right there. I love Eric.
Second collab I would like to see is J. Cole and SZA.
Ooh, that's
because I feel like they both be spitting, and I know, and her harmony is so like angelic, and I know it will be a dope song.
Oh,
I know.
Beastie.
What about you?
Kehlani and Bryson.
Okay.
And I don't know.
They should. They should definitely do a song.
I don't know if you heard of El Hay, the artist, and her.
Yeah, definitely. I think I would rather see they and her though. Okay. You don't know who they is?
No.
Okay, you gotta listen to they.
Okay, maybe because I've never. Okay, what song represents your life?
Okay, I got 3. Okay, the first one is Crazy, Kehlani, because I'm a little crazy. And the second one, well, these next two are by the same artist, India Irie. And the first one is I Am Light, and the second one is Video.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. One of my songs is Kehlani as well. Running Interlude.
Okay.
That's me. I just... And On by Erykah Badu.
Okay.
That's how I always been. I just keep going on and on and on. And I talk a lot on and on. It's just a lot I just put with that song.
Yeah, definitely. I thought about choosing On and On, but then I really dissected the lyrics. I'm like, okay, my cipher do keep moving, but I had to really, because that was in like I had like a top 5, and I was like, okay, out of my 3 that I told y'all, I couldn't really choose. I'm like, these all represent me. Like, I can't not, like, if I could like combine the lyrics, I would. But that's really what I was looking at, like the lyrics, like, okay, yeah, this is me. I was listening, like I really listened, and I was just like, yep, this is Destiny.
But it's yeah. What's your ultimate workout song?
Them Slick by Fabulous. Them slick girls get me every time. Them slick girls get me every time.
I love me some Fabulous though. I love his flow. It's just something about it. I love it. I love me some Fabulous. Fabulous.
What's yours?
Work Hard, Play Hard by Wiz Khalifa.
Work hard, play hard.
The bigger the bill, the harder you vault. I'll be on the treadmill.
You know what's my second one though? My second one is Waka Flocka. I go hard
in the motherfucking paint, nigga. What you say, nigga? What like
Grim Squad? No, I'm just kidding.
I love Waka. Waka. A song that's on repeat.
Well, you go first.
All right, I have SZA The Weeknd. I have El Hay Situations for Faithful. And also throwback song that's really just been having me on replay lately is Share My World by Mary J. Blige.
Okay. Yeah, I got a few songs on repeat in my playlist right now too. I got Whatever You Need by Meek Mill and Chris Brown and Ty Dolla $ign.
That was a good collabo.
I got SZA The Weeknd. I have Her. It's a new Her song. Her just dropped an album, so I've been on Her heavy. And I've been on throwback. I've been on Music Soul Child. I've been really vibing the music. I've been vibing.
We don't have no more Music Soul Child.
Vibing. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like the male R&B,
crazy as I can.
Male R&B artistry really needs to make a comeback for the ladies. For the ladies.
I am yearning for a Music Soul Child in my life.
Okay, Charlie Wilson Jr.
I want me some Charlie. No, not no Charlie. I like Charlie, but I want Music Soul.
Charlie Wilson kind of sexy to be old. To be over 60.
My name is Charlie. Last name Wilson. I was wondering if I could. Okay, we gotta get to the game. Okay. Top 5 R&B artists, signed and unsigned. I picked Usher, Trey Songz, Chris Brown, Kalani, and Bryson.
I wrote a little small today. Okay, R&B. I got Party Next Door, Kehlani, Bruno Mars, Chris Brown, SZA.
All right. Top 5 rap artists. I put Tupac, Kendrick.
Wait, okay. See, I was thinking I didn't do throwback because I felt like we all okay, not we, but I feel like society, we already kind of know who our top 5 is. Like, I feel like now is the time to kind of like cut that loose, like cut the 90s off and give these, because it's never gonna be give people a fair chance if you're always kind of like comparing and keeping them in your category.
I love
like
Tupac.
For example, y'all not comparing people from the 80s and stuff, like rappers from the 80s and R&B artists from the 80s and stuff. Like, let the 90s pass. Like, the decade has passed. Like, we got our top in the 90s. Now it's about, like, that's what we was talking about, that platform and really giving people a chance.
Well, I got some artists on here. It's just that
You said Usher. Usher been out since 92. Since he was like 14. He like 44 now.
I just want to
I just want you to take him off your list.
YMOND. What? Let me tell you
We've
what
been
you want to
saying
do
that.
with
I've
me.
been saying that since like 98.
I'm sorry.
I've been saying that same
like
run.
Josie. Man, y'all don't understand what Usher do to me.
No. Take him off your list next time.
Okay, well, I can replace Usher with... I'll do that. I'll replace Usher. I can't take Trey Songz and Chris Brown out, but I'll replace Usher with SZA because I was debating. Because I did grow to really fall in love with the Control album, and I really did. I was really able to really dissect SZA as an artist, and I really love her artistry and where she's going in the R&B world. So I will do that. But I can't take Tupac off. Tupac or Kendrick. I put Drake on there too. Eminem and Nipsey Hussle.
Alright, well, on my top 5 rap artists, I have Chance, Kendrick, Cole, Nipsey, and Big Sean. Boy, I love me some Big Sean. Like,
I was debating to put Big Sean
people
on my
be talking about Big
list.
Sean, but like that he's
like
one
him.
person you really have to listen to his lyrics because he's really, I love how he's really just
I love his
talking
flow.
about himself and how he's just trying to just be fucking great.
I was just gonna say that. Be great.
I love Big Sean.
Okay,
man.
now to end the question.
Wait,
No, wait.
album you can listen to from start to
Oh,
finish.
I didn't see that. Okay, go ahead. Album you can listen to from start to finish.
You go.
Okay,
I asked the question.
Lauren Hill.
Miseducation.
Yes.
That's crazy how she only has one album and it's still relevant to today, 20 plus years later. Like,
Lauren
that is
Hill
so
off
cool.
the rip.
So cool.
And honestly, Chris Brown's first album, his first debut album, and Drake Take Care.
Okay. I got Usher, Confessions, and Erykah Baduism.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Now to end the show. Can music get back to the way it was in the 90s? And this is what I said. I said no. I said because I feel like the way R&B is going, it's going on a different wave. I feel like I just kind of feel like the artistry of music is becoming so different. I just kind of feel like the 90s music is like that pure, authentic music that led to where the music is today.
The influencers,
exactly.
Yeah,
so I kind of feel like it's not necessarily going to get back exactly to the way to the 90s was, but I feel like the lyricism of the music can definitely be in the same wave, but on a different. Like, I just feel like the music today and the music from the 90s on two totally different lanes.
I think, okay, here's what I think. I think it can because I feel like it is going back to how it was, like, as far as the artistry and stuff. I can remember a period from, like, 2010 to, like, 14, 15. Mm-hmm. I really didn't feel the connect with a lot of artists.
Me neither.
Now,
Absolutely.
that's why I feel like they were not to be like mean or something. Like, for example, like Tinashe, she came out during that period, and now like she's not
really,
you know,
popping.
and she's supposed to be. Her and Kehlani are kind of in the same lane, and Kehlani has risen to the top. You know, I feel like now from like 2015 to the present, we're getting back to that artistry as far as like really putting forth your effort and just giving us you. Like, it's no longer a mask. Like, this is, a lot of people use their artists like or who they are as an artist as a mask
Yeah.
to who they really are.
So,
When now artists are really just stripping that and giving us who they are. And also, as far as like the artistry, like with the visuals, music videos are starting to make a comeback and really give us the visuals, because it was a brief period of time where people didn't put much effort into videos.
they really did.
And now they're getting back to putting, it'd be simple, but it'd be so beautiful. Like Bryson Tiller, Something Tells Me Something video, or Bruno Mars, That's What I Like. Those videos are simple, but yet so well thought out and executed with so much precision, and it just made it look so dope.
I was going to say sidebar with Tinashe. I just kind of feel like the music industry kind of like fucked her over, only because I feel like the song that she put out, Too On, because I was honestly a fan when that song first came out. I just feel like that was just kind of like a buzz.
No, it's about the comparisons, because come on, she got compared to Aaliyah a lot. She want to be Aaliyah and all that stuff.
And it's just like the music industry really put her down, but honestly her first album was really good. I give credit when credit is due.
No, I'm just saying, like, as far as like they hot and then they fall off.
I know, but I just feel like Radio Play was hot and was not, and I just feel like Tinashe got some good music.
Too On was on the radio all the time.
Because it was hot, but I'm feeling the music that she's on now is not as hot as Too On, and it's just like they're not.
No, because the radio is about club anthems. We just talked about this now, girl. You backtracking.
No.
We talking about that. We know the lost artists because they're not getting played because everybody's trying to play the hottest songs, the club songs on the radio, Raylene. We just said that, and you just repeated that. Are you like a Tinashe stan? Like a Beyonce stan? Because I feel like you're going extra hard for her right now. You're going extra hard at the end of the show. We got 2 minutes, and you want to spend the last 2 minutes to talk about Tinashe.
Okay, but not like, okay, I'll move along. But I just feel like she just get a lot of high lash, like, in the industry.
That's everybody. The industry is tough.
True. I like
you
her music,
Tinashe
though.
stan. Whatever. That ends our show. That ends this week's episode of The Perspective. You guys be sure, I'm going to do Raylene part. You guys be sure to tune in and follow us on Instagram at ask_perspective. Yes, follow me, Destinee Denise, on Instagram with 3 E's on the end. You can follow me on Snapchat at Destinee Denise with 2 E's on the end. And I'm back on Twitter, so follow me on Twitter, Destinee Denise with 3 E's on the end. Tell them where they can find you from, Ray. Sorry, I messed up on that part, but tell them.
You can find me on Instagram, Raylene Inez with 2 Z's. You can also find me on the Twitter, Raylene Inez with 1 Z. And also you can follow me on the Snapchat, Rayda Rose with the 3 A's. We out of here. Thank y'all. See y'all next week.